You're now watching FISCal TV.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to FISCal TV. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Jim Caselli. On today's show, we will introduce you to the new Chief Deputy Director of FISCal, Subaro Maparaju. Jody Lusby will be here with an update on the Customer Impact Committee, and Vanessa Duong has a Power BI project expenditure and reimbursement report demo. So let's get started with a conversation I had recently with Subaro Maparaju, the new Chief Deputy Director. Subaro, welcome to FISCal TV. Thank you for joining us, and congratulations on your new promotion.
Thank you, Jim. It's good to be back. Quite a few of my FISCal team members sent me text messages saying, welcome home. That's really how I feel it. I feel like I'm back home.
That's good to hear. Well, speaking of home, let's start our interview off the way we normally start our interviews off. I always ask our guests to give us a little bit of their state history background. Can you share that with us?
Yeah, sure. I've been with the state for a little over 10 years. I started my career with the California Department of Technology. Back then, it was California Technology Agency. As the state chief enterprise architect, I worked for Department of Technology in that role for 3 years. That was probably the best way to enter state. Being a technology person, that position gave me an opportunity to learn that technology and business of quite a few state departments. I was able to review departments' project proposals, their ongoing projects, their enterprise architecture. So I believe that 3 years really helped me understand state IT and business reasonably well. And I came to FISCal in July 2015 as the Chief Information Officer. FISCal at that time was really working on large-scale onboarding of the departments. At that time, Wave 1 and Wave 2 were complete. And I joined, I had an opportunity to contribute to Special Project Report 6, where based on the information available at that time, we could properly plan the FISCal project and departmental onboarding, inject some innovative solutions into that Special Project Report 6. And we started executing. We got approval for Special Project Report 6 I believe in early 2016, and we started executing. I stayed through the completion of the FISCal project. The last release went live in June 2021, and I left FISCal in July 2021. I went to Housing and Community Development as their Chief Information Officer. I was in that role for about 17 months. It was a very different job compared with FISCal CIO job. I had an opportunity to work with many different business programs within housing and community development, learn their business a little bit, figure out how to help them through technology solutions, and implement those solutions. Although I was at Head City for only about 17 months, we were able to complete, I think, 26 IT projects, not at the scale of FISCal. Those are smaller projects, but they were valuable for the business programs. And I also worked in a proper agency setting. So I learned how to work with the agency, how to work with Department of Finance and CDT on BCPs and reportable projects and things like that. And I didn't expect, but when the opportunity came to come back to FISCal, I was excited about this, and I'm fortunate to be back here at FISCal.
Well, I know everybody's glad to have you back, and I certainly remember those days of onboarding so many departments at the same time. Do you have any special memories of onboarding?
Yeah, Yeah, there were a few memories, especially from 2017 and 2018 releases. 2018 was the biggest onboarding that we went through. If memory serves right, we onboarded 62 departments in that release. And working with so many departments and figuring out what the business process gaps are, whether FISCal as built at that time would support their business processes or not, and figuring out what data conversions would be necessary to onboard those departments, and also figuring out how to set up their users with the right access. So on day one, they are able to start transacting within FISCal. Right? Those were really the challenges. I met quite a few departments. I met Parks and Recreation. I met Fish and Wildlife. I worked with Department of Education, quite a few departments, EDD, even HCD. Back then, we were able to inject some innovative improvements, a self-service conversions portal, self-service identity solution to improve efficiencies in the conversion process and efficiencies in user access fulfillment. I think they were very critical for successful onboarding of those departments. On top of that, we also assigned a deputy director as a sponsoring executive for a lot of those key departments, and we had multiple rounds of user acceptance testing, business process workshops with those departments. Yeah, those were challenging days, but rewarding as well because we were able to successfully do what we planned to do in 2017 and 2018 releases.
Yeah, rewarding is definitely the right word. Now, in your new role as FISCal's Chief Deputy Director, what do you think you'll be focusing on?
Well, that's a very good question. First and foremost, congratulations to Director Maguire and Undersecretary Barcelona Ingenito for achieving that AB 156 approval and updating the FISCal Act. So I read the updated FISCal Act. In addition to our strategic plan, the updated FISCal Act gives us really good clarity and uh, in terms of, okay, why we exist as a department and what our role is and what our priorities are. Our strategic plan as well as the government code, updated FISCal Act, provide that clarity. So my priorities are really to support what we committed to through the updated FISCal Act and to realize Director Maguire's vision. My priority is first and foremost customer service. We made a lot of progress in serving our customer departments. We have 13,000 plus users in the system, and their jobs have changed as a result of FISCal. Our job is to help them learn, continue to use FISCal system efficiently, and if they have issues, support them as quickly as possible. I'm glad to see we are resolving tickets. 82% of the tickets are resolved within 5 days, which is a great accomplishment at this scale. So that's the top priority, continue to provide world-class customer service and also continue to enhance the FISCal system with new products, new services, innovative approaches to make the system serve uh, the financial business management of the state of California. So we have quite a few initiatives in progress that will continue to expand the FISCal system functionality, continue to provide solutions that will help the departments. The third priority, I should probably have said this as first priority, making sure technologically we are using current tech and technologies. We are secure. We have strong security posture that a system like this would require to protect the financial transactions of the state of California. We have matured our cybersecurity posture quite a bit, but security, there is no period. It's a continuous journey to plan and implement improvements. And we have a few priorities to make sure our partners' business processes are also supported through the FISCal system. DGS, Finance, STO, and SCO, they all have their own initiatives, and our job is to be good partners for them and help them succeed in their initiatives. And lastly, continue to onboard the deferred departments. We are working on onboarding Department of Technology and Department of Rehabilitation. We are also working on Department of Transportation. We are continuing to do fit gap analysis with other departments. So that's another priority. So I think I said 5 things, right? Customer service, continue to enhance the FISCal system, cybersecurity, and technological advancement of the system, partner priorities, and departmental onboarding.
Well, Subaro, it sure sounds like you have a full plate to be working on. And I know that as a readiness coordinator, I'll be working on, or I should say a relations coordinator now, that I'll be working on a lot of that as well. It sure is good to see you again. And it sounds like we have the right person in the right place. So congratulations, welcome back. And once again, thank you so much for being with us on FISCal TV.
Thank you, Jim. That's very kind of you. Thank you.
And once again, thanks to Subaro. We have another interview for you today, and that one is with Jody Lusby of the CIC, and she is the chair of the CIC. So let's get to that right now. Jody, welcome back to FISCal TV. It's great to have you with us again.
Thanks, Jim. Great to be back.
So we're here to talk about the CIC, the Customer Impact Committee. For those of our viewers that might not know what that is, can you give us a brief recap about that?
Sure. The Customer Impact Committee is made up of all departments on FISCal, essentially. All are invited to attend. There's a voting membership of 11 departments and non-voting membership of 19 departments, but an invitation is extended to all. And what it does is we meet every other month, an opportunity to bring all departments together. FISCal attends, Department of Finance, State Controller's Office, and departments can bring up issues, concerns. The control agencies can share information. We can take information back to the steering committee. So it's just an opportunity for everybody to come together, share their thoughts, bring up issues, have questions, the whole bit.
That's great. And I understand this is your second year as chair. Is that correct?
It's actually my third year.
Your third year.
This is actually my third year.
An overachiever,
huh? I didn't think I'd do this more than 1 year, and then I did it for a second. So this is my third. I'm not sure how long I'll keep going, but I've enjoyed it.
And so how would someone become chair if they were interested?
Well, Bob Spano was the chair way back when I started attending the FISCal meetings just as a department, and our department had a voting membership, and there was a vacancy for the co-chair position. So I said, I'll do it. I'll volunteer. So I was a co-chair for a couple years. And then when Bob was retiring, I thought, what the heck? I've been doing this for 2 years as co-chair. So I thought I'd throw my hat in the ring as chair. And it's been that way. This will be my third year.
And I understand under your leadership, there's been quite a bit of growth in the CIC. Can you talk to us about that?
There has. We've really tried to expand it to include more of the smaller departments, get more of an active role. When FISCal CIC was first set up, there were 10 voting departments. So it was all the agency level departments, and a lot of the smaller departments really didn't have as much of a voice. So we expanded that membership to include 11 voting departments, but also 19 non-voting, so that they may not have a vote, but they do have a seat at the table, and we want to make sure that their feedback and input is always considered and brought to the group. So we did expand it from 10 to 30 about a year and a half ago.
And I understand there's a new CIC training subcommittee. What's that all about?
That is, we started that about a year ago. I think the kickoff was in February of 2022. Tim Kreischer with Calvet is taking the lead on that one. And that's a subgroup that comes together once a month, and they're looking at different training opportunities that will help departments with FISCal. So right now they're looking at the Power BI. They're looking at some reporting tools and the dashboard and that sort of thing, trying to figure out what type of training it is that will be beneficial to departments. And then they'll post that on the FISCal Learning Center, roll it out to departments. And it's just another opportunity to bring departments together and get their input on how things are working with FISCal.
And a big shout out to Tim Kreischer from me. Of course, he's a former relations coordinator at FISCal, so I know him well.
I didn't realize. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah. Talk to us about best practices and lessons learned sessions.
So we started this in June of 21. So it's been going on for about a year and a half. And what we wanted was an opportunity. When we have the FISCal meetings, a lot of times we get the management at those meetings, which is great at the CIC meetings. But these best practices, lessons learned sessions, we thought, let's have these meetings, these groups where all of the folks that are actually doing the work and have the issues, have the questions, can all come together and network and share ideas, share challenges that they're having, share what's working to help each other. So we started doing it quarterly. We actually have our 7th one scheduled for February 1st at 10 o'clock. And we've been having in the neighborhood of 100 people joining all of those meetings. It's really been successful. Been talking this next meeting we're going to have, I think there's going to be a big discussion on the book to bank functionality. That's been a big one for departments. We've talked about different robotic process automations. We've talked about accounts receivable processes, the whole bit. So it's really been a big benefit.
And speaking of the bank to book, we're hoping to have next month a segment on that as well, because I know in speaking with you, as you said, it was well attended and there were people that were quite interested in that.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the best practices, lessons learned. That does not necessarily have to be the chairperson of that. Is that correct?
No, it does not. That's correct. I took that on. I got those started. Like I said, they're happening about quarterly. I would love to have somebody from another department jump in and, want to take that on. It's not a lot of work, but it's just, getting another department that has an interest in working with the control agencies and working with all of these other departments to coordinate some of these meetings and lead them. That would be great. They've been a lot of fun, and I've really gotten to know a lot of folks from a lot of departments, but if somebody else wanted to come in and take the lead on that, that would be great. And it'd be a great opportunity for them and their department to have some involvement in this as well.
Well, Jody, thanks so much for being with us. Before we go, you mentioned that there's around 100 people that have been attending. It sounds to me, and I've attended a few of the meetings, one of the best things that can happen for people to attend is that they can learn what's going on. They can also listen to other end users and what they have to say, and just basically get a better idea of how to maneuver through FISCal. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. And it's great when another department, one department will chime in and say, we're really challenged with this process. We're having some issues, we're struggling. And another department will chime in and say, we figured that one out. Let's contact us and we'll walk you through it and show you what we're doing. And when you see that happening, then that's just great. And then you get other departments that'll can I be part of that too? And can I learn on that too? It's really great to see everybody coming together and learning from each other.
Yeah, I'll never forget when I was a readiness coordinator before they started calling us relations coordinator. One of the departments I was onboarding, one of the end users had a friend who was already in FISCal using the system, and she would go over, take breaks, and go over to her department and just sit with her and watch her do what she had to do. And she said it was better than anything just to get the hands-on experience watching someone else.
Absolutely. That sounds great. Yeah.
Well,
And
Jody,
the more that we can get folks doing that, the better.
absolutely. And thank you so much again for being with us, and look forward to talking with you again.
All right. Sounds great. Thanks a lot, Jim.
Thank you. Okay, once again, thank you, Jody, for being with us. And it's demo time. And Vanessa Duong is here to take us through the Power BI project expenditure and reimbursement report. Here's that demo. Vanessa, good afternoon and welcome to FISCal TV. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And I know today you're going to talk to us about the project expenditure and reimbursement in Power BI.
Yes, this is correct.
And can you give us just a little bit of background before, oh, and also, you're going to be doing a demo as well, which I know a lot of people will be excited about. So before you get to that, could you give us a little background about this report?
Absolutely. Thank you, Jim. This Power BI report is built based on Department of Food and Agriculture. It's also called CDFA Enhancement Request. Previously, CDFA is using the third-party vendor report to track the beginning balance, revenues, expenditure, reimbursement, adjustments, and encumbrance by funds and project level. After that, CDFA, pulling multiple FISCal report and query to mimic the third-party report and validate the third-party report against FISCal. This lengthy manual process costs excessive time and staff required to complete the process and also increase the likelihood of the error. To improve the user experience and to eliminate additional work, department have to do in combining data from multiple query and report. FISCal had created this Power BI report to provide the information of the beginning balance, revenue, expenditure, reimbursements, operating transfer, adjusted balance, encumbrance, and operating reserve by specific business units, funds, project, fiscal years, and accounting periods with the current months and year-to-date cumulative total. So now let me show you, show you what is the project expenditure and reimbursement report look like. Okay. So for this project expenditure and reimbursement report, it will include 3 pages. The first page is about, and the second page is the summary report, and the last page will show the detailed report. So for the about page, it will provide you with the report purpose and provide you with information like what access department user will need in order to access to the Power BI report and also to the BibleSoft custom page. And also FISCal Job 8513 accessing and personalized Power BI report. This Job 8 is helpful, and let me show you what the Job 8 look like. So this is Job 8 FISCal 513. This Job 8 is provide user with the guidance how to accessing the Power BI business intelligence report. Okay, so you can see down here, it will show you step by step how to log into the FISCal web page and then how to navigate to the business intelligence. And in the middle of the Job 8 is show you a sample how to access to the budget to actual report and how the report look like. And importantly, if you go all the way to the bottom, toward the bottom of this Job 8, you can see the icon description. So for the Power BI icon description, all the icon is listed here in this page. And for example, you see the arrow up, is mean drill up, arrow down is drill down, and etc. So it's this job aid is helpful for the user that never used the Power BI before. So it will be helpful. So now I go back to the Power BI report. So it is important for me to provide you with a little demo on the BibleSoft. Even though that I provide you with some step here. I'm sorry, we provide you with some step here that how to navigate to the main menu, FISCal process, FISCal attention, BC, and then beginning expenditure balance by fund and project, and then show you assemble. For example, how to find the assistant value person. You just click on the first bookmark here. It will show you this is how assemble. If you want to find the assistant, you just enter the BU and then click on the file and assistant value, and the information will display for you. And then you go back, and if you want to see how to add the new beginning balance, you just need to click on the second bookmark up here, and it will show you assemble. And the same thing, if you want to make a correction, you just click on the last bookmark, and it will show you the assemble, how it look like. However, I think it's important for you to visually look on the actual page. So I'm going to walk you through the process a little bit, okay? So here, I will log in at my ID because I, user with the proper access will have the access into this page. So I have the role where that I can enter the beginning balance, expenditure balance here. So I log in, click on Class at Home, and I go to the main menu. I go to the FISCal process and FISCal attention and click on BC. And now this is beginning balance. So I assume that I want to know which one is already out there for BU 8570. So I just click on enter that BU. I click on file assistant value. So you can see right here is already the beginning balance already create for project 85700CS098. Now, if I try to click on add more, you will see I will receive the error because it's already assist. You should not add more into it. You can correct it, but you cannot add. So you click on it, you see they say business unit, fund code, and project ID are required. So that means this one already there. Okay, no, I'm sorry, got back. I enter here 80001. And then I try to put in 85700 CS 098. Okay, and then I click on add. You see this fund code 001 and project 85700 CS098 is assist in the system already. So it's notify you, told you that you cannot add again because it's already out there. So now you say, oh no, I already add, but I have a wrong amount. It's supposed to be 55,000 instead of 5,000. So what I can do is I click on the correct history, and you see I can put in 55,000 here, and then I click save. Automatically, you see this? The original amount is still 5,000, but now the beginning balance amount will be updated to 55,000. And you can see right here, the original date that, the day that I create this is today, January 23rd at 11:56 a.m. And now I update at the same day, but then the time is 2:16 p.m. So users should be able to correct if they know that they make an error or they changing or or you receive additional amounts, and you can always do the correction. So how are you going to add the new beginning balance? For example, I want to add the amount, the beginning expenditure balance for fund 001. So I click on add, and this beginning balance will be show up, and then I can enter like maybe 25,000 something here, and then I click save. See, so now you can see my name display and the date, the time I create, and the beginning balance 25,000 for the project into the general fund. Okay. So now I will go back to the project expenditure and reimbursement report again. So I already go over the about page. So now I will show you the summary page. Okay. So this one is the summary report for the project expenditure and reimbursement report. In here, this file, the parameter is business units, fund, project ID, fiscal year, accounting periods, and you need to enter all the information, okay? Because these are the required field. So for example, I can try to, it should be take like about less than 1 minute for you to run the report. Let me try different fund, I mean this different unit. And then I can have two. Okay, so you can see this within less than 1 minute, the report will be displayed, and then we'll show you what is the periods. And in the project, it will be drilled out by the enactment year, and then drilled out by account, and then after that it will drill down by alternate account. But if normally expenditure they don't have the alternate account, it will be blank. Okay, but if they do have an alternate account, they will show up as the, I mean the file account, they don't have the alternate here, it will be blank, but if they have, it will be show up here. And this report, it will provide you with the current months and also year to date of beginning balance, revenues, expenditure, reimbursements, operating transfer, adjustment balance, encumbrance, and operating reserve current months. So you can see all the current months is on the left, and then if you are roll to the right, you can see it's all year to date. All year to date, except the encumbrance balance that we calculate based on inception to date. Okay, but the rest is a year to date. So now let me show you a little bit about the detailed report. So on the detailed report, it's a parameter. So the business unit FISCal periods is always required field. But we highly recommend that if you have more information, just enter project ID, funds, or program if possible, because it will take a shorter time for you to run the report. So for this example, you can see the report is provide you with really good detailed information, by business unit, fund, project, and provide you with project description, activity ID, program, service location, journal ID, voucher ID, BO ID, AR item, billing invoice, accounting date, E&Y, and then account, alternate account, fiscal year, periods, appropriation reference, expenditure, reimbursement, revenue, encumbrance. That's all, Jim.
Vanessa, thanks so much for being with us today, and thank you for that demo. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Jim.
And I'd just like to remind everybody too that to check out the About page If you have any more questions or if you need any further assistance, you can always contact your relations coordinator. Once again, Vanessa, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you.
And that's our show for today. Thank you for joining us, and special thanks to Subaro Maparaju, Jody Lusby, and Vanessa Duong. And once again, if you'd like to see this or any of our FISCal TV episodes, you can find them on our YouTube channel. And once again, we'll see you in February, and thanks for being with us. Bye-bye.
You've been watching FISCal TV. To view this and other episodes of FISCal TV, please subscribe and follow our YouTube channel.